YouTube listeners, viewers out there. Welcome once again to my channel. This is Karim Hyatt, author of Staying Married, Becoming One Flesh, and the Importance of Salvation. Coming to you today with another word of encouragement. I'm hoping that this will encourage you in your marriage. I'm talking about marriage today. I've been married for 21 years to my beautiful wife, Michelle, and been through some hills and some valleys, and life has those things, and the one thing that you know is that there's a purpose for all that you go through as a Christian, so even your marriage. So I'm just coming to you guys today, and the key thing I want to share is that in order to have a good marriage, in order to reap the benefits of marriage, you have to know what marriage is. So today's world, they are living in marriage in ways that it's not. God created marriage, so He's the one who tells you how to live in marriage, what to do. So in order to live marriage, you have to know marriage. In order to live a great life, you have to know what life is about, and marriage is included. The first thing I want to share is that just like you live as a Christian, you worship God with your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is worship. A part of your life, if you're married, is marriage. So you have to worship God in your marriage, right? And if you think about it, the first marriage started in Genesis 2, verse 24. It says God took the man and put him in the Garden of Eden. And the Hebrew word for Eden, the meaning is a delightful place. So God put Adam in a delightful place. The first thing God gave man, which is Adam, was his presence. So if you think about it in your marriage as a husband, the first thing you need, the most important thing you need, is God's presence in your life. And the woman must meet the man in God's presence. In other words, don't leave the presence of God and find a spouse and try to drag them back into God's presence. It doesn't work like that. And even God tells us that you must not be unequally yoked. Of course, sadly, a lot of us are in that situation right now, and that doesn't mean that God cannot change that unsaved spouse. He can, but the key is to try to not even go that route in the first place. Marriage is work, and that gives you even harder work as a spouse. As a husband with a wife who is not saved, not following Christ, you have to lead them to Christ, and the other way around. The wife can lead the husband to Christ who is not serving Christ by her character and her behavior, Christ-likeness. But God is saying, be equally yoked, meaning both of you should be serving Christ before you get married. So Eve met Adam in Eden, in God's presence. So here's the key to a good marriage. God told Adam, and He's telling us, husband, love your wife like Christ loves His wife, the church, the bride. Wash her with your words. In other words, you are a spiritual leader. God gave you that. He blew His own breath in your lungs. You have His DNA. That means you can lead your wife. Again, you're leading him spiritually, right? Teaching your wife the Word of God by your behavior, by your character, by your Christ-likeness. But you must live the Word to teach the Word. You can't teach something if you don't know it. So husbands, hear me out. Stay in God's presence in order to invite your wife in God's presence, right? The wife has a responsibility also to accept Christ, but your responsibility is to lead your wife spiritually, right? And wives, God says, this is the other part of it, one doesn't work without the other. The husband has to love his wife like Christ loved the church, which is His bride. The wife has to respect the husband and submit to his spiritual leadership as unto Christ. And here the key part, as unto Christ. So in today's world, the world is thinking submission, and they scream loud. They are like, ah. Women are thinking submission, rulership. Husbands, listen. Leadership is not rulership. There's a big difference. Wives, submitting to your husband's spiritual leadership is not the same as submitting the way the world says. All right, so once you understand those two things and you do it the way God says to do it, you have beauty in your marriage. So submission as unto Christ to a husband who leads as God leads him is the beginning of a journey to becoming one flesh. And the key in marriage is to become one flesh. Notice the word become. When you start out, you're not one flesh. You become one flesh along the journey. So guys, try your best to stick to this these two keys. Husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church. How did Christ love the church? Sacrifice. Teach them the word. Lead them spiritually. Wives, submit to your husband as unto Christ. The way you would surrender to Christ, the way you would submit to Christ's leadership, submit to your husband's leadership the same way. Both people doing the same, there are two things, leads to becoming one flesh. Beauty, joy, peace. You're going to have hard times, but these two keys open the way to getting out of those hard times if you apply them. Alright guys, so this is the end of the video. I just want to share that. Please share this with every married couple you know, even singles you know who plan to get married. If you want to get a copy of my book, Staying Married, Becoming One Flesh. Great insights on your marriage, for your marriage. Great encouragement for your marriage. Go to my website, my wife and I's website, www.marriagevantagepoint.com. Again, that's marriagevantagepoint.com. Notice the 3 letters in each word, MVP. So you are the MVP in your marriage. All right, guys. We also do a radio program every Saturday at 3:30 p.m. on a major FM station here in Fort Lauderdale that reaches a wide range all over the world. It's 101.9 FM, or you could download the mobile app, WOIB, and listen from anywhere. So there you go, guys. You have resources. You have the Bible, which is the #1 thing to follow. Alright guys, so thank you guys for watching my videos. Share this video all over and subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking that notification bell at the bottom. God bless you guys. See you then.